Don't you know that the music should be solemn?
Let me know.
We're let you know. Here it is.
No,
I don't gotta let you
Would you let me know?
I'd let you know.
Is the smile and the stash and the hair? Are you on?
I'm on. We're on.
Oh, I like your tats. I've seen you back. I've seen you naked. I've seen every single tattoo you have. No, you look good. You look like you're ready to start filming like any minute now.
Well, it's very long. I slicked it back just for this show, not for this show, meaning like Reaper reviews.
For me.
Wedding. For you.
Yeah.
For
me.
You. Well, we're finishing out. We're finishing out season 3.
Holy shit, Theo. I mean,
holy shit.
Holy gosh.
Oh my gosh.
We're finishing off season 3. I literally just got home a few days ago from my little flick in Regina.
No more beard. No more beard. No more beard.
Starting to figure out my next guy, which I'm going to start filming in it doesn't matter, soon. And but I'm back. I'm back in my living room, my painting. I'm with you. We lost a friend, didn't we?
We posted about it. How great was that day with Larry King? How much fun did we have?
I'll never forget when Larry reached out and said, well, we got this from Dom Pagoni, our boy back in the day. And Dom said, he really wants to talk to you and Theo. And you went, I really want to talk to him.
Oh my God, I lost my mind.
Weren't we just so happy that day?
Well, I'm a history freak, like in every aspect, Hollywood, world history, U.S. history. And but I spent a lot of my time on Hollywood history, and there's so few people like this business. Not a lot of people get out alive. And what I mean by that is like, you can be the biggest. And I was just speaking about this with Charles Murray. Like, you could be the biggest. You could have created this business, like some of these guys, like Louis B. Mayer, Selznick, like some of these guys.
The Warner Brothers,
and no one knows who they are. And no one knows who they are. And then there's certain people that are such giants that, like Larry King is a giant in this industry, like a giant.
Yeah.
And when they called him, like, he wants to meet with you and Kim, I was like, are you crazy? But what I didn't expect when we went there is how funny he was and how funny it was. It was funny.
He was giggling the whole time. If you remember, he barely asked us any questions. He just kept elbowing his producer going, so the boys. And he loved that you were from Staten Island. Remember that?
Loved it. Couldn't let it go.
And then when I brought up Canada, he goes, where's that? but he knew his hockey. He just knew everything about us. And I just thought it was so charming and warm, and gosh.
And remember, that was like 6 years ago. So he was, 81 or whatever. And he wore the cut after it. I posted pictures of him with the cut on, the Sons of Anarchy cut.
He did.
That was amazing. So, shout out Larry King, man. Wow. That, again, and that's been happening a lot, obviously during the quarantine, I think, or during the COVID thing, we're more focused because the news is so prevalent, like Tommy Lasorda and, all these different, we're losing people a lot,
Hank Aaron, which is
Hammer and Hank.
Hammer and Hank. I mean, gosh, they're just
my idol when I was
a kid. Rest in peace. Oh, come on. He was one of the greatest ball players of all time ever.
Yeah. And also just a representative as a person. But what I was saying about Hank Aaron, which was so true, is like, I was collecting baseball cards like heavy in the early 80s, right?
So you still have them, son?
Yeah, of course. I got every one of them. Yeah. So I was getting a lot of my 70s cards and, pulling back and getting stuff from the decades before. And Hank had it wasn't too far removed from Hank breaking that record. I think it was I don't know the exact year, but
it was in the 70s. Yeah.
Right. And, you saw the fan come out and run when he was rounding second and all that. The Braves jersey on. And again, this is a guy who also culturally was such an icon. And, what a weird time, but that's life, but it's you start to see these things. So I'm glad we had our time with Larry. I'm glad we're here. You're back with your painting. I got my hair slicked back. And we're going in, season 3. So we've actually finished our first season, like meaning like a first full season. Now we have to go back to season 1 and 2.
Yeah.
Finish those up. We might bring on a guest for some of those.
Yeah.
We're not going to say who, because we're still hashing out the details.
Well, we're throwing everybody up against the wall and throwing snowballs, and whichever one hits them in the right place, they get the invite, because
correct.
We'll be happy to see them. Yeah.
Yeah. And we're thinking about, we have no formal way we're going to do it, meaning like,
can I
be on the whole show? Yeah.
Can I interject right there? Because I just want to give a shout out to Theo Rossi for, 7 months ago when we started this incredible madness. It was kind of your idea to go, Coatsy, let's bounce around. Let's bounce around. And then I said, just the first 3 seasons. And you said, sounds great. Then we started to bounce. And you, son, our numbers are just like going like that on this show. And the merch and the peeps. And it's all over the world now. In fact, you were telling me about in Holland and Japan and France. And so we're doing a really cool thing. But then you also discovered a few weeks ago, Coatsy, let's finish it off in order. 8, 9, 10, 11, or 9, 10, 11, 12. Let's do that. And it's been dynamic. People have really responded.
Yeah. And I want to continue to do that when we can, go in order. I got to look what's left on season 1 and 2. So if there's some that are in a row, we'll do them in order. I don't know what's left. Please.
Do you want me to tell you? Do we have time?
And then, where our audio show is everywhere in the world. Obviously, we're on YouTube too. I want to say shout out to us. We're one of the few podcasts that's actually on YouTube, like does video. Most just do audio.
Correct.
We also do video because I don't want to waste your looks on just audio. I can't waste
and I don't want to waste your mustache and your smile.
Don't waste
People go nuts for that.
Yeah, and you never know what hair is coming, the teeth. So while you're looking up the episodes, I saw a guy. I was out walking yesterday, and I saw a guy walking. And you know how like I study everyone, especially now that we're able to wear masks and hats and everybody, and you can just run clandestine. It's the greatest thing. It's kind of the greatest thing in the world.
Tommy Flanagan never gets recognized anymore. He's so upset
it's amazing, right?
Yeah, no, it's fantastic. It's so fantastic.
You get to kind of hide out and you get to study people. So I was walking, walking, and I was studying, and I saw this guy, and he had on not the clicks. You wear the click glasses.
I got the clicks.
He had on reading glasses, but then he had his sunglasses on behind them. So he had on two pairs of glasses.
Man. Yeah, he was.
And he was an older gentleman, and I thought,
that's where I'm going. I'm going to read this guy 10 years from now. Coatsy, there you are. Get your sunglasses behind your readers. Okay,
the sunglasses behind the readers, and I thought, if I ever get to play a character who wears 2 pairs of glasses, I will be so happy. I will be doing that. So tell me, what do we have left from season 1 and 2?
So season 1, we have 6 shows left to do.
Wow.
We've done 7. Season 2, we have 5 shows left to do.
How many of them 8. Are in order?
Season 1, we've done the pilot. We've done number 2. We've done number 3. We've done number 4.
Wow.
We've done number 5.
Okay.
Then we've done 9 and 12. So season 1's going to be cool. We can go like 6, all
7,
the way
8, 6, 7, 8. Then we'll jump
6, 7, 8. Then we go to 10, 11, and then we do 13, and we're done. Perfect.
Yeah.
Season 2, we've done the pilot. Well, first show, second show, third show, fourth show. Then we got to do 5 and 6. We've done 7, 8 and 9. We've done 10, 11, and 12. And then the finale, 13. So we get 6 and 5.
Yep.
That's it.
I think we go right to season 1. We'll do that block. I think we'll bring somebody in. Bring a few people in. One, maybe for all of them, and maybe just for 1 or 2 of them. We'll see, how that works. And then we'll finish out season 2. And then once we start on 4, we're just going in order.
I think so. Yeah. That's the way to do it.
And we're talking about way down the line, maybe dropping some merch. I just had a great design idea after watching this episode that I like. We'll see if the guys at Standard go for it, but it's kind of a cool one. And you still will never get your hoodie.
No, I've got lots of other ones, and that's okay, really. People know that now about me. But sooner or later, I will be in your vicinity. And you will have to check your closet because, You never know. When I go, I'm going to go use the John. I'm going to go right to that closet, and it won't fit me because I'm much bigger than you.
You're much bigger.
but I could probably get it over my head.
You wear it as a toque. Wear it as a toque.
I'll wear it as a toque. One thing. What are you thinking about merch again? It's now almost February. Like,
yeah,
what are we
I was hoping for as we get into the nicer weather, because I think the hoodie's been done. I know a lot of people keep asking for a hoodie, and they're always good all year round, but I think that not next. I have an idea for a shirt, a t-shirt. And I think because they go so fast that if we just do one t-shirt and nothing else.
Can I throw something into that? Sure. I love that. You're not going to listen to me, but I love that. But do you remember when we did Sons? They were so everything, they're off the shelves. No matter what you and Caesar come up with, they're off the shelves, and we're going to keep doing that for the next year or two. They'll be off the shelves. But remember those long sleeved, everyone had those. T-shirts are awesome, but they also had those long sleeve. It's got great material.
The baseball ones?
Sure.
Not the ones with the different color sleeves.
Not really with the different color sleeves.
No, just a long sleeve t-shirt, you're saying.
Yeah, like a long sleeved t-shirt. Yeah, I mean, I'm just throw that out.
Maybe. I like it.
Have your people call my people, and then we'll
maybe
call
just
Caesar.
a picture of you.
You can't make enough of those. I'm sorry.
A picture of you, like the front of the shirt will just be the front of your face, and the back of the shirt will be the back of your head. So like literally I think it's great.
Or the back of my ass.
Or the back of your ass.
Sons,
Let's do it.
You never know.
Yeah, I mean, listen, here we are. We're going into, speaking of the hoodie, Charles Murray got the hoodie.
Yeah, everyone did but me. Everyone. It's okay. It's all right. I sleep.
Yeah, he just got it. He just wrote me. He goes, I got the hoodie.
Did you find one that
I will wear it when I get 30 pounds off. So I guess they sent the wrong size.
That's what I was worried about. That Charles Murray, he's a very, very handsome man. I say hi to him for me. I love that guy.
I'm going to tell him right now. They sent,
please, come on. Very handsome man. I mean, Jesus.
I'm going to say doing Reapers now, and I'm going to give you a shout out. So let's get into it. Let's and giving you a shout out. Let's go.
Season 3,
June wedding.
Episode 12.
Obviously, we know why.
June wedding. I forgot.
So I forgot everything. I'm going to mention a million times during this episode that I forgot everything that's going on.
Everything. Yeah.
And the funny thing is, we're going in order, but this was so strange for me because I know 13 so well because it's such a great episode.
Yeah.
But I didn't remember this episode. And usually the way it works in TV shows, and you don't watch enough shows to know this, but it's kind of like almost a fact that the second to last episode of a season is always better than the last episode.
Oh, wow.
Always.
Wow.
You could even argue that the second to last episodes of Sons in season 7 was better than the last episode. And we know what happens in that second to last one. A lot of people disappear. That is kind of the deal that I've seen in watching TV. So exactly what I expected with this. The episode is fantastic in my mind before we get into it, but I did not remember any of it. Meaning that every time I thought something was going to happen, that was a surprise. So super long preview for us to get into this. Like one of the longer previews. They really recapped everything. Yeah. And here we are. We're back in Charming. They didn't even show us get on planes. They just showing that van come in. We're here. We're back.
This is what I said. The boys are home to Charming fast. No fucking around. How was customs? Was there any issues for you? How was customs? You got home like that. You were there like
in a minute,
like in a second and a half. And just to say something from what you just said, this show is a perfect setup show for the final episode.
For sure.
This show is a setup for the final show. Did things happen? Yeah, we're going to talk about it right now. But this show ain't the finale of Sons of season 3. This one's a setup to now a big plate that we've already reviewed the last show.
Yeah.
This is the setup show.
And also, I think that what I liked about it, there was, and we'll get into it, there was still action parts. There was still story
100%.
stuff. There was some
100%.
great acting in it. But what I noticed about this show more than anything, and I encourage everyone to look out for this, this episode had more one-on-one scenes than I've seen in a long time. Like,
wow, I didn't even realize that until you just said that. There was a
one-on-one. Like there wasn't a lot of group stuff. And Gemma was in most of them, by the way. So here we are, we're back. It was kind of cool. I wrote this down because I thought it was interesting. It felt like this is what it would look like for a brief moment if Tig was in charge of the club. Like, you kind of took charge the second that van hit, right?
Right.
You know,
you mean when you came into the back lot?
Sure.
Well, of course I was. I'm the sergeant at arms. I had to take care of Charming. And I didn't do a very good job of that either, with Tara being kidnapped and blah, blah, blah. But the boys knew deep down it wasn't Tig's fault. But Tig.
Yeah,
Tig
Lumpy died.
Oh, yeah. No, there was not, and
Hale's making a
Hale's
mess.
just a mess.
Yeah.
I mean, you guys leave for like, I mean, what do I say in season 2 when I leave you girls for like 10 minutes and look at the shit. That's what happened. You leave Tig for like 1 week and look at the shit.
Yeah.
But
he really did a shit job. Tig did a shit job in Charm.
I did total. But did you see that incredible swing set that I had to prospect?
Thank God, because it set us up for the big scene at the end.
Yeah, the big scene at the end. Yeah.
So,
yeah, go ahead.
No, you come in, it's hugs around. Tig is going to give us the whole lowdown of what went down when we were gone. But right away, we go from the frying pan into the fryer. Tara's gone. Like, we can't even enjoy it for 14 seconds. Nobody's showering. Nobody's gonna take a minute.
Yeah, you got no time for jet lag. We're getting right into this.
No.
Tara's missing. Got to get her now. We got the son over in Ireland. Thank God Abel's come back, and now we got to find Tara. Wow, Sons of Anarchy, man.
Abel needs a break. Abel needs a break. Juice needs to go sit down and watch the Goonies with some microwave popcorn. But no, nobody's going to get a break.
No break for any of that.
We are going right into all chaos, right? So Gemma not agreeing to hide out, right?
Fuck me, Gemma. Does she just do whatever she fucking wants to do at all times?
Yeah, that was the first thing I noticed. Like, isn't she like literally on the lam? Like, she's
supposed to be. Get to the cabin. No, I ain't going. I'll go when I want. And Clay, good old Pearl, man. Pearl just stands there with his shades on, still going.
Always.
Okay, whatever you want to do. Like, there's nothing he can do with her.
I made a note in this episode about him, and we'll get to it later, because he really, really wore the glasses a lot. And I started avoiding the glasses early on season 1, because again, I'm a big believer, and I know you and I talk about it all the time, that the eyes are acting, right? Like, that's, if you're going to act, that's acting. It's in your eyes. You can act with your hands, you can act with your head, you can do all that, but
I do all that.
None of it reads like the eyes. So to me, why would I want to wear glasses? So if I didn't have to wear them, plus also what people don't realize is when you're filming with glasses, you have to be careful. You can see cameras in them and all this stuff. They're just a bit of a pain in the ass. He wore glasses all the time in this episode. It was really interesting. Choice.
Let me tell you again, that was Ron's choice. That was Clay's choice, and he stuck with it. And I remember there was times that people would come in and go, "Do you want to lose the glasses?" And Pro would go, "No, I'm good." No. And that was just his deal. He's the president. He can do whatever the fuck he wants. And I love Pearl's eyes, but that was his deal.
Gemma, yeah, he has great eyes. So Gemma didn't want to hide out. Here's another thing I noticed. The baby looks enormous. This is what happened.
So on the plane, did you swap babies on the plane? like the twins that we had in the back lot of Hollywood, which was Ireland, didn't look like this baby. No. Maybe we got new babies now. You know how the babies needed to change?
Was a giant. Yeah, the babies always change because you can't keep babies for a long time.
They ask for too much money they want to raise. Can't do it.
Whatever baby they flew in for this was a giant, because the baby was in like a bassinet in Ireland, in Belfast. Now this kid looked like he was about to go start running wind sprints outside. He was enormous.
He's going to try out for the LA Rams. He's ready to go.
the kid came in here. I think he like literally he had everything. He was full. So Lila's got baby fever. We see Opie's look. They hold on that.
Oh, good. You noticed that whole
of course.
Look, that's coming up. Yeah, for sure.
I know all about baby fever.
You're just getting over
through it now. Yeah, we're going, and now we're back in it. We're talking about it again, and I'm like,
yeah,
I'm exhausted.
Call my people. I'll talk to you about that later.
People.
Number 3, you've got 2 already and a dog.
I don't want to be outnumbered. I don't want to be outnumbered. I'm already outnumbered with the dog. So Gemma and Jax go into a convo in their room. He's trying to reassure her, but can't say anything. I really find that interesting, that little push-pull that he has going on there. Because if you don't know what happens in 13 at this moment, it just seems like he's kind of like anybody who might be snitching or ratting, like, I got everything under control. You have nothing to worry about. And she's in a full panic, right? Which is our buildup.
Yeah.
But obviously we come to find out something different. I like that. And again, here we're getting right into these one-on-ones. We're going to go into, there's a lot of one-on-ones in this. After that little convo, we cut to my favorite part of this episode, which is Salazar is going through it.
Okay, stop talking, because I have to just say right now, Salazar, where's the Emmy nod? Where's Ali Walker? The stuff that we did. I mean, there's some, like, if you want to study acting in such a crazy fictional type world with some truths here and there, that guy, he's like Flanagan. It's like there's no false beats ever with that guy. He hit this so out of the park, and I don't know how you felt there, Theo, but I've already said this is a bit of a setup show for the finale, and that's not a bad thing or a good thing. I just feel that Kurt Sutter, his brilliance in even coming up with this season and coming up with this Jax Stahl ploy, the Gemma Stahl thing. I'm still trying to figure it out. I'm still trying to process it all. That's how deep this was. And that Salazar with Tara shit, it just brought me down. It just brought me down to Panic in Needle Park. It brought me down to a movie that was just so real and raw. I was going, okay, back to this now, because it's freaking amazing. And
big shout out to Jose Pablo Cantillo. I mean,
Jose's just he
killed that role.
Unbelievable. I mean, unbelievable.
And by the way, we're just getting started on what he does for this
I
episode.
know, right?
I mean, he goes crazy. But here, let me say something of why I think I was so surprised by this episode. Theo, not Juice, because I don't remember anything. I thought that was Tara. I'm still in my mind, that's Tara on the ground, and I'm thinking
2 dead bodies.
Right, but I don't. I know she's not dead because I know what happens. But I think it's her. What I'm saying, Theo, watching this, goes, "Oh my God!" So I'm sitting there going, "Wait, is she bleeding out?" And she's not dead yet. Oh, she's not dead yet. They probably get her to a hospital. This is what I'm thinking. I don't know that that's not Tara. Hindsight 2020, when he was leaning on the trunk and all that, gave it away. But I didn't know that. Right? Okay, so he's going through it. Everyone's thinking she's dead. We cut to, the titles. Opie Gemma scene. Now we go to another one-on-one, right? Opie's going to ask her advice. Gemma's doling out the advice. A big Gemma episode. He makes the comparison of Donna and him and Lila, which I thought was really good. Of Donna wanted him out of the club. How can he tell her to get out of the porn life? If it's the same thing, right? Pot calling the kettle, right? You can't do that. Gemma's advice is to marry her. Interesting advice.
Can I just gotta say the line though that she said, but she earns her living by catching cum in her mouth.
Amazing.
I'm sensing that's a problem for you. I mean, when you get to say shit like that, and then the reaction of Opie with a bit of how truthful that is, but still with a smirk, because it's Gemma saying it. Yes. And then we'll get back to the wedding thing. I mean, there you go, Theo. Keep going. Yeah.
Yeah. And again, Gemma, again, here, this is how you push story, right? If you're a writer, now you're pushing story. And by the way, just so you know, what I love, and I'm realizing this is why I'm so happy we're watching these, you introducing the play set in the beginning. Hey, look, they built a play set for the kids. These are all crumbs.
Yeah.
Crumbs. They're dropping crumbs that always pay off, whether it be in this episode or down the
coming
road,
up,
right?
or down the seasons. There's no mistakes. Snyder did a really great job with that shit. Yeah.
And I'll tell you, even like the thing I'm doing now or certain other things, like sometimes you like do a scene and you go, why am I in this? Like, why are they showing me here? Why do I need to be here? Like, what is this? Like, it's, you know, and then you go, and then you read like 2 episodes later and you go, I get it. Now I know why I was there, because this is for this, right?
Yeah.
What's really cool, by the way, about these new shows, you know, like even the one I'm doing is like, you know, these shorter seasons, they're not 13 and they're not being written while you film them, is they're all written. So you kind of, you know, the whole arc, which is different than the way we used to work, right? Because you didn't know.
Ours was a seasonal TV show that had seasons, so we didn't know. But Godless, for me, is like what you're about to do. It was 7 episodes. We read every single script before any of us got cast.
So great.
What it is, it's a gigantic movie. A gigantic movie, a 7 to 8, 9 hour movie, right? So that's what miniseries are, these short series or whatever they're called, that 7, 8, 9 episodes. It's great. I love them. I love them all.
But what's funny is that we're going to get a payoff later with Tig, that there's also something that you might talk about for many, many episodes, sometimes many seasons, and you don't know what the resolve is yet. You don't know where it's going yet. You know what I mean? I can't tell you how many people still ask me to this day about the date that was on my head when we get to season 7. They're like, what is that? And it's like, sometimes you drop things and don't tell people what they are, which is even unbelievable. And I think the kids call them Easter eggs in shows or something like that.
Yeah.
Okay. So now we go, here we go to another one-on-one, Clay and Unser. Our boy, super young.
And I just got, a couple of old guns, sexy. I said, sexy gunslingers. Good scene with the 2 of them. They're catching up with the whole Hale issue. And you just feel the gravitas. You feel the history again. And it's just the 2 of them. And they're not standing up anymore. They're sitting down. It's exhausting. This is freaking exhausting for Hale for Unser, for what Jacob Hale's doing. And the San Juan Police Department is going to take them right. He's going to be kicked out of there. And Ron's going, what do we do about that? But Tara's missing. We got to catch Salazar, but we can't kill him. But it was done so like smoking a cigarette, low, real, and great acting by both of them.
Yeah, and I got to tell you something. Maybe it's the Belfast stuff. I feel better when we're in Charming, dealing with charming things.
Everybody does.
Everybody did. When they mention Oswald, or they mention Lumpy, or they mention Hale, like I have a direct. We're only in season 3. I know exactly where we're going with it.
Yeah.
But sometimes when we were in Belfast, or sometimes they mention stuff, and I'm like, what the fuck are they talking about? But with this, I guess maybe I'm more comfortable as a viewer when I'm in this world of like Stahl and Unser and Hale, and you know what I mean? Does that make sense?
Sure. Not only does it make sense, it was better for all of us. That run that Tig had to open the back of the van to give Pearl the big hug and Tommy a slap in the arm, and you guys are all piling out. That was Kim Coates so kind of happy to be back with the boys in the back lot, like we're going to get the team back together.
Yes.
And then that had there was no acting required for Kim Coates playing Tig. That was just like, okay, I've had a great time without you, and I'm glad I wasn't in all those scenes that I didn't have to talk a lot, or I wouldn't have talked a lot. Yeah. But welcome home. Like, I fucking miss you.
And it was so great.
Even Jackson Tig get along at the side of the van, about arm was around him. It's great.
Yeah, there was 47 hugs. That's the way we do it whenever we come back. I remember DL always was like, everybody's going to hug everybody. You got to hug. And I was like, I know, but it's also a TV show.
But everybody
hugs.
No, until they
disrespectful.
Yeah. That's a very good one today. You're happy. Very good today.
Sorry, I haven't eaten yet. That's what happens. So, okay, here we go. Stahl and Jax playing each other, buying time.
Lenny the pimp. There we go. I mean,
will this be our first time meeting him?
I think so. And Stahl goes, Lenny the pimp who killed 3 ATF agents, and Jax interrupts her with, Allegedly.
Allegedly.
I love that word. Allegedly. So right away, Lenny the Pimp is known to fuck around with. This guy's the real deal, and he's in prison for a reason. And then they bring up Otto. Let's get those two together. Jackson and Stahl. They're doing their thing again. I'm just going,
doing
what?
Their thing.
What
they're
is
doing their thing? Is no one asking why they're in a closed room together?
I thought that, Theo. There's Perlman coming out with Unser in his background, goes to his boy, tells him a little bit, and then Jax walks right away with Stahl. I'd be going.
You know what I'd say? Why are you doing in there? What are you doing?
What are you doing in there?
What are you talking
about? I'll come with you. What are you talking? Yeah. It's very strange. Yeah.
Very strange, right? Like, I don't understand.
You didn't need me, VP. I'm the president. What are you doing with her? It's really weird. It was really strange.
Okay. So now we go to the accents are back. Russian, Irish scene. We're in there. Putlova.
You can't see that, but I got right away. Look at our boys throwing around those accents.
They're going.
Dialect. Keith Sarabak playing Putlova, and of course Titus, our boy, playing Jimmy.
Did you work with Keith?
Oh yeah. But I'm going to tell you a Kevin Costner story in here. It's a short one, but it's a dandy. When you're acting with accents, this is the tough part. You ready? If you and I are both playing someone from Brooklyn and we get into it heavy, you and I would study, you a lot less because you're Staten Island boy. You've got that, you sleep with that accent. But I would, and by the time you and I were together, you hope that we would sound similar or
in the same movie.
In the same movie, but in the same kind of accents. Kevin Costner, when we did Waterworld, I had that crazy Irish, Welsh, English accent on the boat that was mental and nuts and kind of cool. Kevin had a hard time not slipping into my rhythms with the accent. He didn't, but he caught himself. So when you have Jimmy and Keith, one's a Russian, one's an Irish guy, it's freaking hard, people, to stay in your Russian thing and your Irish thing. And I thought the boys, did a pretty good job with that. It's hard to do. Really hard.
Yeah. And I remember we were doing this film recently that's coming out this year, and it was set in Pittsburgh. And I think I've told this story before, but the director was like, hey, listen, we got to make sure everybody's in the same movie, and that's the thing. Like, if you're going to do this, you all got to be in the same movie, which means you're all going to go to the same like I've used the same dialect coach for years. So either everybody's going to go to your dialect coach, or you're going to actually work on these together, because if you're not in the same movie, it's going to be jarring. So either you do nothing.
Or everything.
Everything. Yeah. Right. I mean, Tom Cruise is a great example where I think I said this. He was playing like a German soldier in something, and he just decided not to do an accent. And I was like, isn't this Germany in the 40s? And he's just like, no, I'm not going to do it.
Not going to do it.
He's the greatest. So, okay. Lots of one-on-one scene already. Again, now Gemma and Unser. Here we go. They're puffing on an L together. They're sitting at the table. Unser's getting emotional, which, by the way, we rarely see that.
I thank you for pointing that out. And I don't think I've ever seen Unser almost break down.
Me neither.
Like
he hated it. He hated it.
Oh, I mean, Dayton hated it?
Yeah.
To do that, to find that? Well, then do you know what he did? Then he pulled this line out. Like when he goes, this past year, this town just can't catch its breath. When he said that, I put it on pause and I thought about the first season, the second season, and what's been going on since Abel's been ripped off at the end of 2. We can't. What happened to just buying a hamburger? What happened to just fixing a car again? Or no, there's no breath. And Unser had no time to catch any breath.
And it never stops. Like from here on out, it never stops. Right. And this is by the way, true, just so we're aware.
So true.
This is kind of right about the moment the comedy starts getting less and less in the show.
No, there's one line coming up that I would have given you an
but what
award.
I'm saying is season 4, 5, 6, 7. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah.
But Dayton, I'll never forget Dayton calling me up one time. I don't know what season it was. And he was just angry. He's like, it says I got to cry. And I was like, but you never You never pay attention to stage direction. You know, as an actor, you don't pay attention to stage
when
direction.
When they say my guy's going to yell, I'll do it with a whisper. I don't listen to any of that shit.
Whatever I feel in the moment, right? And I don't pay attention now as I get older. I don't pay attention to punctuation. I don't pay attention to stage direction. I'm going to do whatever that it elicits in me. So I was like, come on. You've been doing this for 93 years. You know that doesn't matter. I'm not fucking doing it. I was like, okay, calm down. And I realized that I always say if Dayton starts crying, he might never stop. So that's probably why he wasn't on too. So we get past another one-on-one, and now here we go. Alvarez pulling in. I noticed something about Alvarez pulling into Telemundo that I want to address because you know this. It was obviously we were shooting in North Hollywood, is where we shot the show. The valley is very hot, very hot. That was the dead of summer. Yeah. And Alvarez, like Opie, I still don't know how Opie didn't pass out every other day. They wore lots of layers. I went the other way. I wanted to wear a t-shirt and just a cut. Like they would wear jacket, hoodie, leather jacket, leather
baseball long sleeve shirts, all the shit, all the stuff.
So he comes off that bike, and if you look at it, he takes that helmet off, and he is sweating. And I know why.
Paul Maybach.
I know.
I mean, you can just see it.
Yeah, you could see it. And believe me, that's not for lack of like makeup was always coming up and trying to get that off.
Yeah.
But what happens is when you're pulling into Charming, when you're pulling into Telemundo, you would wait outside on the real street because Telemundo was a real place. It was our studio. You'd wait. They'd block traffic. And you just wait on those bikes, and the bikes are on, and it's so hot, and it'd be so hot, and they'd be like waiting, and then you come in, you got to pull in, take off the helmet, you're drenched.
No, you're drenched, and you can't sit there on these hogs, these incredible stylish Harleys that they had with the ape hangers. It was stunningly stylish. The Mayans were so different from the Sons and their bikes. But you couldn't take your hat off with a fan or walk. No, you had to be. We're ready to go. 2 minutes. And when you're on bikes, people know this now. Sam Lee knows this now. When it's time to go, you got to go. It's like we're synchronized swimming together. You got to go. Yeah. And Emilio would just be so freaking happy. They'd pull around. There'd be another camera waiting, and he'd take that helmet off like any good biker does. He'd take off that helmet ASAP, and there would just be a gush of water.
The helmet would trap the sweat.
Yeah.
So here you are, you're just a wreck. And, you know, for him, he's got like the cool haircut and all. I never had to worry about that stuff. What I would always worry about, and this is why you never want to be taken out as an actor. For me, when it was hot like that, what I would worry about, and I would always tell them, once I got more of a voice in season 4, first 3 seasons, I didn't say a word. But what I would say was, when I took my helmet off,
I did all the talking for you.
Yeah, my tattoo might come with it. Like
that's
the thing.
Right.
Because it was so hot.
That's right, man.
So the tattoo on my head, this is so crazy. I don't know if anybody knows this. I would shave my head every single day. I would bick my head. And I would shave my head myself. They would bick it because after a few times, we went through 6 hair departments in 7 years, if you remember. So I would shave my mohawk myself, and then they would bick it. They would put the tattoo on every day on my head. And when it would get really hot, especially with the helmet, it would bubble up. I'd get bubbles.
I remember that.
Yes. And they would
take the bubble factor.
They would take like a pin and pop the sweat bubbles that were in the tattoo. So I would take the helmet off, and I'd work. And again, I really had to worry about more season 4, 5, 6, 7. And it would go off, and you'd see all these bubbles and all this sweat on my face. And I was worried because sometimes they take it off and the tattoo would come with the helmet, and you're like, they got to cut. So you try to be all clandestine about it and like take it off and like stay in the background.
Just in case. Because you can't look unless you're looking at your biker mirror to see if it actually came off. And that's stupid.
You know, and you do the same thing. You'd mess your hair, you know, you kind of move your hair when you take it off. So it was really funny. I noticed that. And that also leads into, by the way, probably one of the biggest memes I ever see with Juice, which is when he asked if anybody speaks Spanish. And he says, I'm a Puerto Rican from Queens. I speak better Yiddish, which is a classic Sons line.
It's one of the greatest. It's one of the greatest, because people, you guys gotta hear this. That Theo or Kim or Tommy, whoever who had one line that's a zinger, it's there for comedy.
Yeah.
But it's there, and it's always around a dramatic situation. That gal gets pulled out of the van and she hates on Bobby, and Bobby's almost ready to kick her in the butt. Get in there, and she can't speak it. And and action. And you gotta be on your toes. And for you to pop that line out time after time, you did it, son. Yeah.
And the Jackals don't make it easy either. Like,
we don't make it easy.
No. So you always wish that you had comedy. That's why I said some of our best comedy was like when me and you were alone, when we went on the season
dog
one,
run, and,
the season one, the run, when we were, when we were like, when
crank and all that stuff.
Because
I'll put my balls in your mouth. Yeah.
Correct. That's funny.
Yeah,
and it's like, we want to do it together. But when you have the group, and especially when they're not saying anything, you'll say this because, you say the line 37 times because they cover it from 47 different angles. So it's not really funny after the second, third time. And then what happens, everybody's like, ha, 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 ha. And they start making it like they're joking and like, they're making fun of you, and you're just like, and you lose all your confidence. So again, it's always harder when there's a lot of people.
Confidence just comes falling down.
Oh God.
All right.
People like Boone. Thank you. Yeah. So we got it. And Perlman. And okay. So after we leave that, Alfre's got the gun to her head. It's getting real. Ramona, so now it's a race to Salazar. It's a race.
Here we go.
Literally a race to Salazar. We're going after it.
And I've just written, sorry, Theo. Here comes the music. Here comes the bike follows. Here come the guns. I mean, it's all here we go.
It's a race. It is cannonball run to Ramona. Now to Salazar. So after Ramona gave up something. In Spanish that you should have fucking known. But I know. Don't speak any Spanish. She gave it up. She told him. But she gave it up. Listen, I could hang in there. So here's what happened. Do you remember something that happened at that moment? Did you look at when we were riding, following the Mayans? We're on that like slippery dirt. You notice?
Yeah, someone went down. That
day, someone went down.
Yeah.
So we're riding on that slippery dirt.
And gravel.
And the gravel and all that. And if you notice on that scene, we're riding really slow because we're supposed to be whipping after them. But we were shooting somewhere where, again, it's that loose dirt and gravel. And I don't remember who it was. Somebody went down. I'm not sure. I don't even want to say who it was because I don't know. But you can always tell when you're looking at a scene, like look at the ground and you're like, oh, they're not flying through this because that was a bad choice for us to be riding on. But I always remember those, right? And we're riding there. So now we find out it's not Tara.
Yeah.
We've been duped. I've been duped as an audience. I'm duped. She's in the truck.
She's in a car. In the car, in the truck, in the car.
She's in the trunk. Yeah.
Trunk. Yeah. Trunk.
Truck. She's in the trunk.
Yeah.
I thought she was the person on the floor. You didn't. You knew? You knew?
No, I just knew that she wasn't dead because we know. But I don't. But I knew that wasn't her on the ground. I remembered that was not her on the ground. But for the life of me, you just picked up a nice little clue when he on the trunk. He's leaning on the trunk. That went right over my head. Didn't go over your head. No, I knew that wasn't her bleeding out because we would have taken her and the whole end of the show wouldn't have been right somehow. So I knew he still had her. I didn't know where she was. I didn't know where.
I thought we were going to find her or something and she was going to be like, get her to the hospital. Like that was where I was in my head.
Right.
And like, but again, it is what it is. Okay. So now something happens after this and maybe you can tell me where this leads. Chucky is trying to show something to Gemma. No one's listening per usual for poor Chucky. No one's listening. What was he trying to show her?
I think it's money? This. Yeah. He said it to me. He said it to Gemma. He said it to Piney, and no one wants to listen to him. He comes up with that incredible chunk of cash the machine that we're going to make all this money. Remember, we got it. We grabbed it from, anyway, in the last episode, which we've already talked about, we need all this money to the Russians. All this money has to go to the Russians for the give up of Jimmy. And they find out later in that van in episode 13 that it was most of it's fake. That counterfeit from the Chinese restaurant. We pulled the shit down from the Chinese restaurant.
That happens in 13?
I think so. Yeah.
I thought that was next season. Oh, I guess it does happen. I thought that happened early. Yeah. Well, obviously that's what it is, because that's the big reveal when he comes skipping in 13.
He's skipping in with all this money, and then this thing. Yeah.
And we find out it's dummy money anyway. And it's plates. Okay. So we go back to Jimmy O and Petlova. Petlova, am I saying that right?
Sure, Petlova, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Again, I'm a little confused of exactly what's going on here with them.
I didn't even write the scene down. So is that when they're playing the cards and shit and he's playing a game? Is that the scene? I don't remember. But
Petlova's
I know. No, I know what's going on. This is what's happening. The Russians have Jimmy and Jimmy's pal. And they need all this. They need $1 million. They can't get $1 million. They've got 750,000. But the Russians want, well, for all the guns that they're about to get from the Russians. They want to start paying them now. They want to start paying them cash now, I guess.
I thought it's to get Jimmy to South America too.
Well,
are you watching the show? Are you watching?
Sure. No, sure. I mean, sure. I knew there was South America brought up in this show. And I went, oh, good. He's going to go through South America.
I think they're trying to extradite Jimmy, and Jimmy's giving them
the gun run, the guns,
Jimmy's
and all the connections.
Jimmy's going to give them all the guns. That's going to be. He's going to set up this massive deal.
That's for sure.
And what he says is, I'm going to broker the deal, but you're going to get me to South America. And Petlova's like, yeah, well, you only get this amount of, like the guns plus 10% or the guns plus 20. They do this thing. But ultimately, he knows that he's in the power position over Jimmy O, right? So he's kind of playing him. Now, I guess here's my question. Have we met Petlova before this episode, or is this new?
I think we've met him before. I'm gonna go out and no, maybe this is the first time. He's in 2 episodes, Keith was. So he's in the final one, and now this one.
So then this is the first one.
This is the first one.
Yeah, so we add these guys in and then we take a lot of time with them, but I guess it's to
look. Can I just ask you a question? Because you know more about the show than me. I just don't understand one thing about Jimmy. And that is, for a guy who's with Chibs's wife and has her under his right. He's against the army, but not really until he really is against the army. Then he takes Jax's kid. Actually, didn't take the other kid, Jimmy Cameron, who's dead. Takes the kid. My point is, what the hell's wrong with Jimmy? How did he get so deep into this that now he's running to South America? What? And I know it's for the story's sake. I know it's for the revenge that Tommy gets in the next episode. I know what happens with Stahl. I get it, but someone in that writing room, Theo, with this show, had to put up a lot of stuff. This is where we're going for Jimmy. I'm still attached.
Jimmy has a lot going on, like literally from beginning to end. You know that he used to be with the army, the IRA, then he wasn't. Then he got rid of him. Then he
the Kings, and then the church, and then he went on his own. Then he's got to be killed, but then you can't kill him.
Yeah.
Stahl doesn't want him dead. Oh my God. It's very out there.
They want to use him against the other IRA guys. So again, okay. So now Gemma confronts Stahl. Here we go again. Lone Ranger. She pulls the gun.
Not my favorite stuff. I just have to say, and the actors did it brilliantly. It's not about, but just the gun, the thing, and get in my car. I just find an Annie TV show or any film. It's a little hard to believe. It's a little
if
silly.
She pulled the gun on me, if I'm outside the car, she pulls the gun from inside the car, you know what I do? Walk away. I'd run towards the end of the car. She's not a marksman. She's not a sniper. She's not going to fire through the back window in the car
officer
in a parking lot. No. So again, suspension of disbelief. Sure.
Fine. There you go. Love it.
But again, she should have been outside of the car and put the gun to her, her waist or whatever. Okay. So here we go. She confronts, she pulls the gun on her. The partner running after her, Agent Tyler. Again, we're going to get into that. Jemmer making the threats. Stahl is starting to kind of unravel a little. There's a lot going on here with Stahl.
And I said Pamela Gray, who plays Tyler, she did a great job. The lover of Stahl. There's a lot going on in the scene. At the end, it shows it's going to be a big setup for our show's finale, of this show's finale.
Yes.
And it sure was. Keep going.
It sure was. So now we
Salazar.
get to
oh my God.
Yeah. Boone has a little moment with Jax first.
Oh yeah, he did, Booney.
Boone had his little moment. Boone would always come over, morose and kind of give that advice thing, and kind of be that person for Jack. So he had a nice little moment there.
That older voice in his head. Yeah. And again, like you just said, twosome, onesome, twosome, maybe a threesome,
one-on-one,
twosome.
Another one-on-one.
One-on-one. Yeah. Another one.
That's all this is. One-on-one scenes, or the whole episode is one-on-ones. So here we go. Salazar's on the hunt for Hale. He comes in, guns blazing, all hell's breaking loose. I remember none of this. This is all, we're now in a hostage situation. I had no idea this happened. I don't know where my head was when we were doing these, because I don't remember any of this.
Theo, that was a big ass day. We have everybody coming to join our little hostage party, and I don't remember any of it.
I don't remember any of it. Like, if you paid me, I couldn't tell you what. I don't remember.
Do you know why, bro? Because we're not in this. We're not in it.
But we're there.
We're in it. We're there. But there's one shot of me, a half a shot of you, one line for Tommy. It just there.
What were we doing all day? Where were we? Is that
we were making a lot of jokes.
Santa Clarita?
I don't know.
I don't fucking know either.
It was a nice, hot, bricked building. We were glad that we weren't inside. Poor Charlie and Salazar. They did all the heavy lifting. And Tara, a little bit of Stahl, obviously.
We were just making jokes outside.
We were making
in a
jokes.
Circle. We had all the chairs in a circle.
Yeah, making jokes all day.
Making fun of Dayton.
Perlman never took his glasses off one time, for 1 second.
Never.
He just, where's my cigar? Where's my chair?
Who's fighting with who that day? What's the drama? What's the llama drama?
What's the llama drama of the day?
What is the llama drama of the day? And you and I would just be sitting back going, what's going on?
Oh, God. Okay, so let's get to Salazar and Tara.
Yeah, so here we go.
How great was that moment when Salazar starts giving his demands? He starts giving his demands to, he's going to be on the phone. Amazing. Tara, write it down. Hale, you're an asshole. And he's just going, I want to go to Ducati.
Yeah.
And Tara goes, Mexico? And he goes, no, New Zealand. Yeah. No, New Zealand.
He's great in it.
Fucking great.
And he showed so many different layers, and it's such a great scene, and I believed it, and I'm in it. And now we go outside. Before Salazar so Jax did the yell thing again. When they're trying to break down the scene, and he just explodes, right? That they're gonna kill Tara. He's wearing my favorite hoodie, the one that just says "Sun." Again, there's so much going on, right? They're going to give up Jax. Jax is going to go in there. He's all for it. I love the way he responded with that. It's like, okay, let's go. It's me. I'm going in. Right.
Yeah. And then did you notice, I'm sure you did, but Agent Stahl tells the group of hostage, millions of extras that day, she goes, Agent Tyler will be coming with me, and we're going to go in the back. We don't need anyone else. She did. Allie did this premeditated look that you wouldn't know it for a second if you don't know what's going to happen. But if you go back now, look at her look to her girl, to her lover, to her brain. Oh my God, Jax is going to go in without her saying, no, you can't. This is her chance to maybe wipe her out. I'm sorry that there's no other way to put it.
And I want to get to that in a minute, but here's what. That's such a big scene with Jax chasing Salazar. There's so many stunts. He goes flying down the steps.
Holy shit, Theo. I had a stunt guy. You had a stunt guy. We all had stunt guys when we really needed that they wouldn't let us do. That guy on that stairs That looked just like Charlie. I don't know.
Oh,
He had a couple of good.
Yeah, that guy was great. He had great
really.
ones. He had great ones. That
really
guy was amazing. And again, he went down a full flight of steps.
He sure did.
I want to say it again, how great Jose Pablo is in this scene. He's fucking great. A big clap off for this dude. He is
clap off, man. Let's do a freaking clap off.
And again, now, if you can explain to me, I have a couple of questions.
Sure.
Why? So Unser needed Salazar alive to frame Hale to keep the police department. Stahl wanted Salazar alive or dead. I'm a little confused by that. Why did we kill him? For Alvarez?
All I know is Stahl and Jax in that last little setup. She's handing him, are these the IRA guys? Are these the names? Are these the guys? And Jax would have none of it until Tara is safe.
Okay.
So all Stahl wants is Tara to be safe. I don't think she gives one doodly do about Salazar. She needs Tara to be safe. So Jax will give up all the IRA.
Sure.
And Jimmy, and then life's going to be okay for her. It's going to be the biggest thing in her career. But this gets all messy in here, bro.
Why does Jax kill him?
Oh, I didn't. Doesn't he mention in one of these shows previously? Or this show must have been this show when he finds out about Salazar that he just wanted to fucking wipe him out. Like,
so the reason was it because A, he took Tara, B, Alvarez needs him dead, C, I just want to fucking kill him. There wasn't like
and no, there was one more thing. Sorry, there was one more thing, and that was that if we don't kill Salazar, he's going to give up the whole heroin ring, and we wouldn't make any money from it. Oh my God, it's going to screw up the Mayans. That's why Alvarez was so involved. Everyone, they want him dead because what he knows, and now he's not part of the club anymore. He's going to give it all up to the cops. So he had to fucking go. So that
okay. So now let's move to the next one. Stahl pulls this crazy move, and my question is, why? It's so brutal. It's so evil. Why did she kill Agent Tyler and pin all this on her? Why?
I'm gonna be completely wrong, but who cares, right? We're doing the Reaper reviews. It's our show.
We're not.
We can say
right.
we can say whatever we want.
No, it makes it interesting for the people when we're wrong.
For the people to just laugh about us behind our backs.
Yeah. Or to our.
This is. Oh hi. Oh Hillary. New Zealand, right? Oh,
yeah.
Come on in.
Hey. Yeah.
Pull up a chair. No.
Yeah, you guys don't know anything. Go ahead.
You know what I thought? I think that Stahl and Tyler, and as lovers, this is the epitome of good cop, bad cop. We've been noticing subtly that Tyler has been going, "What are you doing, honey?" Mm-hmm. And Stahl's going, "Shh, it's all good. It's all good." It's coming to a boiling point where Tyler now knows too much about the bad cop in Stahl. And Stahl, with whatever this has turned into now, has come up in her head that she's formulated this beautiful Kurt Sutter plan that she's going to wipe out her partner, who happens to be her lover, who then, getting back to that story with Gemma and what she's going to say in her affidavit of what it's all going to be better for her and her career somehow, that it's going to work out. I'm telling you, that's what she did.
So I think that you're right on certain things. I think she was getting close. She's starting to figure things out. This is a very good way for her to clear Gemma. I think that's where I'm gonna lead this down. She needs to clear Gemma, and this is the way to do it, because if not, she's got to admit that it was her. So she needs to clear Gemma.
I think that's right.
And this is a way to do it. But man, I mean, if you really, really, because, for a second you start to think, oh, look at Stahl working with Jax. Maybe she's not the worst person to ever exist on, a film reel. And then this happens and you go, oh, she is. I needed the reminder that she is.
Oh, that's a great way to put it. Oh, that's so great. When she goes, shh, just go, baby.
But then when she changes, when she hears them and she starts crying.
Yeah, no, she does it all. As an actor, you get to turn into Vlad the Impaler again. that evilest cop we've ever known in TV history. And then you get to wipe off the prints
and play the victim.
Shoot the gun, throw the gun, because that was some other club guy who killed my partner. And now I'm going to start to cry. And you know what? She did it all.
And she had that small gun in her back, so it can't be traced to her. It's not her issue. It's not her issued weapon. What a journey as an actor in that scene to go through, where you're like, I'm going to do all of these in one scene. That's a dream scene for an actor, by the way.
Dream.
A good actor.
No, a good one. Dream. And I love it when they're given to me.
Oh, man, that is, to do those emotions that quick like that. That's amazing.
Great.
Okay. So Jack's seeing the new baby with Tara. All is right and charming. Here's what I wrote. We went from murders to sonograms in minutes. In minutes.
I wrote, after all that, of course we're going to the hospital to check on Tara's baby. Of course we are.
The kettle's not even hot yet. The kettle, like, we didn't even boil tea. It went from murder to sonograms.
God.
In minutes.
John the Revelator. I mean, it's just in seconds. They're in the hospital. Hi, how's my tummy? How's it all? Too quick. Too quick.
Okay, so Margaret with the big turnaround. She's now the hero. I just love her. She's now part of the team. She's doing it.
She's part of Team Old Lady with a tattoo on her back.
She's ready. She's in it. She's a crow eater. She's going. So here we go. Now we go to at the table, and the big reveal is coming. We're getting to it. We're seeing it with Tig and Kozik. The big reveal is coming.
Yeah.
After that, we play with that just for a second, and we go right to Jackson Tower with Gemma, and she's still a fugitive, right? Because here she is cooking omelets.
She's a fugitive.
She's still a fugitive, right?
Total fugitive. Yeah.
But apparently not according to her cooking and having fun.
No. Okay. We're giving her one more day, and then she's got to go to the cabin where Piney is. Yeah.
Okay. Jimmy O has the money. So that looks like it's going to go the right way. They have their little, okay, all looks good on his end. Jack's going to see Stahl again. They go to the writer's room. They're in the writer's room.
I love it. Keep going.
Yeah, so we all know that the charming PD is the writer's room on Sons of Anarchy. They literally, we've said this in past episodes, they repaint it. And they turned it into a set. That's how low budget our show was, guys. We didn't have our own stages.
Well, we did have our own stages.
We had stages.
We did a bit 2 big ones, but they turned that room into that unserved cop shop for sure.
That was literally a writer's room where they go, all right, guys, get out. We have to paint it. We have to paint it this gross yellow to get this as a cop department. It's going to be fine.
God.
Okay. So she tells him about Gemma. Jax is obviously super surprised. Okay, we're getting towards the end. And here's something that happens that I noticed. Opie and Lila are on the roof. No hat. That's a rarity for Opie, looking like the lion from Wizard of Oz.
Like Jesus Christ up there. Yeah.
Great hair. A lot of hair.
Great hair, a lot of hair.
I don't have hair like that.
No. Well, you could. We don't know. You work too much.
No, I don't. But that's a lot of hair. His is straight. I don't know if he ironed it. I don't know what was going on, but
he never cuts it anymore. He just won't. Yeah. He has long hair and everything he does. It's him
and Boone.
Won't do it. Won't touch it.
Amazing. I like to change my stuff. Okay. So they're on the roof. He has great hair. Now here we go. Tig is on the swing set.
And before we get to the swing set, let's talk about the June wedding. I mean, this is the whole June wedding thing. He brings out his grandmother's ring. And the look that those two have, it's kind of sweet that it is Opie's little brother and Jax, and where Jax always was. You and I brought that up in previous shows. If we've ever been up there, I don't think I ever have.
I've never even walked up there. No.
Yeah. So to have those two, it's kind of a perfect spot to do it. And we know, okay, a wedding in June. I wonder what year that's going to be or when, because we're all going to jail.
What's going to happen before that, right?
Yeah.
So then you are on the swing set. Tell me about it.
Okay, so basically, I just want everybody to know that this whole Tig Kozid fight or animosity or not getting along, we find out slowly was over a female, over her. We say her a lot, her. And everybody needs to know this, that not really Kenny so much, even though he did a few times, but me a lot. Every time I'd see Sutter, and we still didn't know. until we read this script that the her was a dog.
Amazing.
I would go to him for weeks, for months. So is it like my little sister?
Yeah.
And he was just my little sister and
ex-wife
or something. It's got to be a relative, right? Or we both had the same gal that we were, and she really loved me, and then you took her for like what? And he kept going. We'll see. I got this script of this one, and we find out that Missy is a German Shepherd. Now, you have to understand, I was really upset and really elated in the same feeling, because for me, the first thing as an actor, I would have thought I might have played scenes differently had I known it was a dog and not this her that Kenny and I were never given a final answer of what the her. So that's the first thing I thought about. What about all these scenes that's number two. I thought it's brilliant. It's a dog. It shows Tig's love for animals, because I'm such a whack in this show. Tig was
which we continued down the road.
Which we then continued down the road. And I thought Kenny was lovely on that swing set. And so anyway, we had Kenny is a rhino. He's a gorilla. He's a beautiful, beautiful human being and a fantastic freaking actor. And
he's got great hair too.
And he's got great hair, and he lets you know. If you don't think it is, he'll tell you.
Great hair, yeah. But here's what's funny. Yeah. Why it touched me so much is obviously everybody knows my history with dogs, my life with dogs and all that. And I've said this before. I've lost so many people in my life starting at a young age, like people who are super close to me. And I've always been able to kind of rationalize it and deal with it. And maybe I'm repressing it. Who knows? That's for the therapist to deal with. But what happens is, but when I've lost my dogs or something has happened, like, I lost one dog that they over sedated in the vet, my 7-year-old.
Yeah, rough.
Which,
you told me that story.
Yeah. And again, we all know the stories of Benny and Rocco and everybody like that. And I've been destroyed by it, like destroyed. So whatever this is that happened, it reads so well to me, and I'm sure it reads very well to anybody who has that relationship with animals, not just dogs.
Love that you're saying this, Theo.
Yeah. So what's so amazing is that at first you could see where the audience would be like jarred and go, "It's over a dog," But then the people who, I always say, if you know, you know, because I always do that hashtag God is dog. Like if you know, you know. And what this did, two things at once. It revealed what was going on with Kozak and Tig. And at the same time, it showed a whole Tig in a whole different light.
Yeah.
That he's not just this homicidal sociopath killer.
Yeah.
He has this deep love, and they show that picture. And that was like, it's such a deep love that little speech you have a Kozak, I don't want to let that go away. It's like, you just can't do it. Like, hey, but it's not you at this moment. I just can't do it. Like, I am fucking heartbroken.
And look at the table read. I'm sorry, in the when we were sitting around the table, and you were there. Great look at you looking at me, Tommy looking at me, Perlman. We've got Piney's voted. Jack's already voted by proxy. They can't be there, and everyone before we even do one is just looking at Tig. And this is a different. I'm sorry, but I just can't. It was
totally different.
I had to leave.
It's not angry.
Table. It's not angry. It's like, fuck you. No, it's none of that. So it was a beautiful kind of, and you said this beautifully earlier, and we're almost done now. These are the breadcrumbs that great TV shows will do. Breadcrumbs.
So great.
And so for the breadcrumb of Tig and animals, for the breadcrumbs of how we end up losing Kozig, and I can't wait for season 4. These peeps are listening to us right now and listening and watching us. I'm going to be sharing some stuff that I know no one's noticed until I'll get to bring it up pre-losing. It's just going to blow your mind.
It's going to be on season 4 because that's where we really start going into it. Season 4, 5, 6, 7 is crazy. Gosh. Oh my gosh. So we got one more scene, which again, I'm going to just tell you, Stahl giving the statement. She's an obvious sociopath. She's fucking
right out of the
park. Clap it off.
No, Allie, please come in.
Please come in.
We got to get Allie in this show if we start to get people on.
How did they not get the best guest star Emmys or her and people like
forget
her?
it.
How is
forget
that
it.
not?
Forget it.
Come on. She blames everything on Tyler. She has real tears going. She doesn't try to hide them. There was no forced crying. The fucking acting is literally off the chart, the chain, the couch, anything with a C. It's off. It's unbelievable.
It's off it. It was, and again, a one-on-one scene. Not 40 cops in there, 3 cops. It's just one guy and Stahl.
Off
and when she goes, I'm not done yet. I want to say one more thing. Yeah, what is it? June, what is it? Wait. He flips the page up. The tears.
Oh, June wedding.
Lovers.
Is that what it's for? June Stahl. June
weddings. June wedding. June Stahl.
June Stahl.
Opie.
The wedding and June Stahl.
Maybe.
How
about that? How about you?
Look at
coming
this.
up with a little coach who throws in the June. You went.
How about
wait
that?
A minute.
How
I'm from
about
Staten
that?
Island. Wait a minute.
I just figured it out.
God,
like I just won a
you've done
crossword puzzle.
Yeah. Don't start. Don't hurt yourself. No, do not hurt yourself. It's too late for that.
No.
It's like when I kept trying to we'll tell the peeps a few things here and there over the next couple of years, but Theo Rossi, he's my brother. He's my BFF. And I tried to get him in hockey years ago. And he tried and he just tried. And he just said to me one day about 5 years ago, he just went, that ship has sailed. Meaning you'll go with me anytime. But to really cheer for the Rangers, your uncle, who's such a huge Ranger fan.
Ranger fan on the planet.
When I'm with him at your mom's place, we just go to our own room and we drink our own whiskey and we talk hockey for hours. Anyway, man, that was a great show.
It was a great show. So here, let's do this now. Let's just say this before we go. Season 3 is done. Okay, clap it off. Wow. Clap it off.
We have done it all.
I want you, and we'll let the Sam fam do it underneath. I want you really quickly, off the cuff, as Kim says, off the cuff. 10 being the best, 1 being the worst. I want you to rate season 3.
7.2.
Okay. I'm right with you. I was going to say 7 because I didn't want to throw the points in there. But if we're doing that, I'll go 7.1.
I'll go 7. Yeah. But
I'm going to go 7. 7. Like, so people don't have to do points.
7.
I'm going to say 7.
7. And the only reason why I threw in that little, it's because the finale for us,
the best
is just, if they go, what show
10 out of 10.
If you're on an island,
10 out of 10.
Put that on. Put that on. It's
10 out of 10.
just.
So I'm going to it's our first complete season that we did. I'm going to give it a 7. I'm curious what everyone else thinks.
Yeah, baby.
That's it. No more season 3. So, you're going to have to get your.
Okay. So can I ask you a question now, my little brother?
Yeah.
We're going to go back to season 1.
Season 1. Yeah.
And we're going to finish it off.
Do that chunk in a row.
And we're going to.
So what did you say was next? What episode?
Let me look.
Go back so we could tell everybody. And then we might bring someone in for it.
Okay. You ready for this, peeps?
Sure.
We've done this is season 1. We've done the pilot. We did 2. We did 3. We did 4. We did 5.
So we're gonna do 6.
Yeah.
6, 7, 8.
Yeah. And then we skipped to 10.
Okay.
And then 11, and then the finale.
So we're going to do 6, 7, 8 in a row the next 3 weeks.
Yeah.
Season 1.
Boom. Yeah. 6, 7, and 8. Let's go.
Potentially with some guest stars.
Potentially a guest star here and there.
All right.
And I might have to have Gong Show behind me. Gong Show. Because they could get pulled at any moment. Your producers, my producer.
I have the way.
You have the thing.
I get them right off.
You're like the Wizard of Oz. Yeah.
I get them right off. Like the Jim Carrey meme. I get them right off. Gone. All right. I love you. Good to you.
I love you more. I love you, buddy. Hey, you know what? That was fun. And Larry King and the things, Hank Aaron, things we got to talk. Yeah. Hank really Aaron. Beautiful. Beautiful combo. Beautiful combo. Love you, brother. Great. Stay safe.
Later.
See you soon.
Yes.
Bye-bye.